Hey there, I'm going to show you a demo of Zano. So Zano is a new marketplace in the influencer marketing industry where we connect between talent agencies and those on the brand side, so brand users or marketing agency users, to easily be able to source from talent agencies and the influencers that they represent. So as a talent agency, you would come onto Zano to firstly add your roster. By adding your roster into Zano, you can do two things with it. One, you can share it publicly, and two, it would be shared with our other brand and marketing agency users. So let's just start the demo. We're just going to show you how to add your roster into Zano. There's two ways to do it. So a manual entry is just by plugging in the fields. The only data you actually need is their social media link right here and their name and whether they're exclusively represented by you or non-exclusive. Everything else is optional. So we do have more details you can put, like where they're based, what languages they speak. You could put over here their category, tags, types of collaborations they do. Here we have some great options. And then what on the specific platform, you could also put rates. You can decide if it's a flat rate or a range that you want to put. Like let's say they charge for link in bio, you charge $100 to $500, and you specify more details about that. That's something that's optional that you can do. And we support the four platforms: TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitch. For every platform, we have their own respective deliverables that you could put rates for. So for Instagram, we have Reels, Story, link in bio. For YouTube, we actually separate shorts from long form. So you have integration and dedication or shorts. We also have the live data for it that's pulling. That's why the only thing you really need is their link. And then for Twitch, you put their link, and you could also put in their CCV if you'd like, but we do get their average stream views. So that's something that we do get, and then you could put in their rate. So once you could create influencer, it gets that data for you right away, and it looks something like this. So this is just an example of a profile that comes up. We have over here on the top left their name. These are going to be the links to their social media pages. This is the types of collaborations that you've put for them, and a basic summary of who they are, where they're based, what kind of influencer they are, and their niche. On the top right, you have the agency details. So this is you, your name, your agency name, whether this influencer is exclusive with you or not, the talent manager's name, and the talent manager's email address. And then in the live data, we have on TikTok, let's say the followers, average likes, average views, engagement rate, which we calculate by dividing likes by views. And then for audience demographic data, we pull gender, country, and age. And for Instagram, we also have cities. So that's the influencer profile in a nutshell. You also have notes where you could put a bio about them for good keywords, and personal information, which is just more details about them and where they're from. But more importantly, you can share their personal media kit. So this, if you click this button, you would get this individual influencer's media kit. And if you wanted to share your entire roster's media kit, you would click this button right here, which would bring you to this page, which is a publicly shareable page with all kinds of filters for your roster. So anyone can access this. They can search keywords, they can filter by platform, category, country, or they could filter even deeper into their metrics. So on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, or Twitch, you have all the different filters here, like certain amounts of followers or average views or engagement rate. Type of collaboration is up here as well. We have more things like country, gender, age, language, exclusivity. Our filters are really, really detailed so that your brands or whoever you share your roster with can easily find what they're looking for within the talent that you represent. So that's about the roster, media kits, and sharing it. Now a little bit more about where Zano shines, which is our marketplace between talent agents and brands, and those on the brand side. So from the brand perspective, they can do two things when they try to connect with a talent agency or find a represented talent. The first thing is something that we all know very well. It's a database or like a list of influencers that we can search through. So this is the roster database, we call it. When you add your roster to Zano, it gets pulled into here. This is a collection of all the rosters that we have on our marketplace, and brand users can come here to filter different things like we saw before. And if they come across one of your influencers, they have your contact details always connected to the profile, and they would just contact you off platform. The second thing that they can do is a more proactive approach, which is a casting call. So they can post a request where they put in the details of the deliverable, of the campaign, details about what kind of influencer they're looking for, and any requirements that are hard requirements, like maybe metrics or a niche they need to be in, or maybe they need to be based in a certain country or anything of the sort. And of course, they could put budget as well. So as a talent agent, you receive an email once this casting goes up, and you can review that opportunity and see the details of it. So let's take one example here. So this is a Starbucks campaign posted by this user. So over here we see that it's a paid promotion. This is the budget, and this is the country that the influencer needs to be based in. But if you ever get confused by that, you could always just read it here. So you have type of collaboration, deliverables, usage rights, budget, any notes, influencer requirements, and these are the requirements for their socials. And if you review all this and you think one of your influencers are a good fit, you can click submit influencers. And because your roster is already on Zano, you already have your influencers profiles right here with live metrics and really good details about whatever you put in when we did the My Roster page. So you would select whoever you want from your roster. You could even do filters again here. So let's say this campaign had a requirement of a certain amount of average views, and you didn't know who in your roster at that exact moment had a certain amount of average views. You can do that filter right here. And then once you select who you like, you would click next. And you could put a specific rate for this opportunity. So you always have over here the top cheat sheet, so to speak, of this campaign or this opportunity casting call. And you can say, okay, so the budget is this, so these are deliverables. We would charge, I don't know, $600 for this influencer. You could put in some notes to describe why this influencer is a good fit, and then click submit. And once you do that, it goes to the brand user side and they can review your submission. And just like before, when they open up your influencer's profile, they will see your contact details, just like this. So this is what it looks like for a user when they receive submissions, and then they click on your profile or your influencer's profile, and then they get all the details that they need to view, and then your contact details. So in a bigger view, they have a big table of all their submissions that they can sort by, they can do filters on, and they can see different things that they'd like to see, like the agency that submitted them, the amount that's being charged, and any notes that you guys put in for the submission. And then when they're ready to click on the profile and get into more details about the influencer, they can just click on it like before and then connect with you through email. So those are the casting calls. That's the roster database and the My Roster page. If you have any other questions, you can definitely send us an email or book another demo. Thank you.